What's up, everybody?
With our new intro again.
Welcome back to the greatest TV show podcast. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Mike.
All right. And that was a new intro. Trying that out. We got a lot of positive feedback on episode 6 intro. And I don't know if we want to be consistent with the intros, but I feel like I'm saying intros a lot. Am I saying intros a lot?
Introductions.
Introductions.
Theme songs.
So what's up, Mike? How's everything?
Everything is up-see daisy.
Upsy daisy. All right. Kim's good?
Poopsie daisy. We are good. We are good. We took our first vacation with the boy.
Oh, the boy.
7 months old, and he got his first cold
Oh,
on vacation.
that's a pretty long time, though. 7 months, and he went...
In COVID.
Yeah, in COVID, that's right. That's a strong immune system right there. Yeah. And also, I hear he's in daycare now, and he took well to that also.
He did. He got sick.
Well, you know, he adjusted to being around...
No, the teachers told us that they wouldn't mind keeping him because he is so cute and great.
He is cute. Chubby cheeks and everything. Oh, he's a cute little kid.
And cute thighs. So how's everything with you? What's up with you?
Nothing at all. Just taking some time off. No acting gigs coming up. I don't plan on doing anything right now. Just going to relax and enjoy.
Boring.
Well, you know, I don't have any children, so it's not as exciting. I got the oil change last time, if everybody remembers, on my truck. So, I have to do the struts and the new tires. I need new tires. My mechanic always yells at me because I call it shocks. I call them shocks, but he says, no, your truck has struts. And I say, shocks, struts, whatever the F. It absorbs
them.
It absorbs the bumping of the tires.
The booms.
And we all know how Jersey is with the very well paved roads.
Correct.
So, anyways, if we remember from the last episode, we came up with a new thing, and I'm going to have to rein it in because we got off topic again. Actually, we didn't even get off topic because we didn't even introduce...
We're not even on topic yet. There is no topic to get off of.
All right. What episode we got here?
We are on episode 10 of the greatest TV show podcast.
And this episode will be about odd jobs and...
Unemployment. For all of you who have suffered through this pandemic and have enjoyed your $600 extra per week and $300 extra per week, well, back in the day, Al and Vinny didn't have that extra per week. So we had to come up with some odd jobs.
Right, exactly. So
while collecting.
We know all the following stories happened over several episodes, but we're just going to reminisce about our favorite parts without being too exact with the details because disclaimer time. Mike and Anthony here played Al and Vinny. Oh, he's timing me. Okay, wait. Mike and Al playing Al and Vinny, and we were on the greatest TV show ever, and we do not have the rights to do the show, so we came up with a podcast being vague about the episodes, and we're going to discuss it for the fans so they can enjoy the episodes all over again. Thank you.
Oh my God!
How
I think I just pissed myself.
What was that? How many seconds?
That's fucking 9 seconds.
9 seconds, yes.
There's a new record.
All right.
Last episode was 15, 9.87.
9.87. Nice.
Very nice. Actually, it could have been more like 10. I had to restart the clock because I started too soon.
Oh, okay. So we'll call it 10.
We'll call it an even 10.
All right.
Very good. 5 seconds ahead of his last time. If he goes in that pace, it'll be at 0 in the next 2 episodes. There won't be a disclaimer.
We really need to learn how to pre-record stuff and just hit a button so it plays automatically. But then I don't think it's that enjoyable for the fans, right?
We lose the authenticity of the fan base.
Very nice.
Come on, man. I don't know when I went to Jamaica, but we went there. Oh, boy. So anyway, ringing that one in.
All right. No, rain. Remember, it's rain it in.
Shoot ball, b-ball out in the head. Rain it in. I'll wring your neck.
All right. Okay.
I dropped my notepad.
Kick off episode 10.
Kick off my shoes.
As soon as you get to the page.
Kick off my shoes and my socks off. I lost my page. I found it.
All right.
I lost it again.
I'm going to have to do some filibuster here until he finds the page of notes. Page of notes.
I found it.
Okay, good. Go.
What am I talking about?
Odd Jobs.
Odd Jobs. Odd Jobs. Episode 10. Unemployment. Unemployment with some odd jobs.
All right. So to refresh everyone's memory who hasn't seen the show ever or in a long time.
Where you grow in a cave. You grew up in a cave.
Yeah, really. Watch the show. I mean, like, you should watch it several times over and over.
It's only has the best ratings in the world.
In what's the word? And syndication also. Right?
Yes, and we are syndicated, but somehow we still live in Jersey. I can't figure that one out. Working on shocks and struts.
Should just buy a new car, right? No, that would be wasteful for the environment. Okay, that was a trick question.
Trick question, hell.
Okay, so Vinny,
I change my clothes every half hour because I have so many.
or you do like Costanza, he buys 365 pairs of underwear.
And then I guess it's not that show.
And he does laundry once a year. Remember that? Great show right there. But no, we're not that show.
We're not that show.
All right, so Vinny is Vinny's video store goes out of business, West Coast Video.
Right, on the East Coast.
And he joins the unemployment
line.
Like
food lines from the Great Depression.
And gets some money. And Mike, where did he work?
The Sports Authority.
Sports Authority.
It went underneath from Dick's.
It's under Dick's.
Bag of Dick's. Anyway.
Dick's took over.
But remember that Al was gone before Sports Authority was gone.
Right, so. Exactly, yeah. So at this point, we're both looking for odd jobs.
Correct.
Our good friend Greg had some lined up for you. Mm-hmm. We remember those. Why don't you tell the audience about those? Refresh their memory.
So we remember that Greg had an old construction company back in the day, and he had the bridges and tunnels of the city contracts. And he had 50 trucks on the road, and he owned airplanes. And, and yet when you actually saw where Greg lived, it was in an upstairs apartment.
On the show, right?
On the show. And his wife worked as a nurse part-time, and he didn't work.
Well, he worked at, odd jobs.
But he worked odd jobs.
Odd jobs for an odd guy. Good old Greg.
Good old Greg.
All right. So what's some of the
we did some. So he had a couple. Apparently, he got a couple clients that were a little bit richer than he was. So we had a couple of odd jobs of digging a trench. You remember that episode?
Yes.
Vinny helped Al, and Vinny's brother actually came on the show.
Vinny's brother.
And helped Al dig a trench for a lawn sprinkler system.
Yeah, so this was a nice...
it was like it was a nice, mansion?
It was kind of a mansion. I mean...
They had the tennis court.
They had a full-size tennis court and a pool.
Right.
In-ground pool, right?
Yeah, yes.
And
we weren't allowed to swim in it. I was very disappointed.
Yeah. The odd job was for the sprinkler system hose to be dug, and the town...
It was at least 4 feet.
So we actually had to contact the town because we were going to really show how Vinny and Al do some manual labor, right?
Right.
So we contacted the
Curly
town.
Tommy had to contact the town.
Yes.
And make that happen. And the site...
What was the regulation for the depth of the hose? 3 or 4 feet?
If I remember, it was 48 inches, I believe.
48 inches, okay.
So the frost line.
The frost line, yeah. Got to go deep. That's what she said.
If you want to contest that, feel free to email us at gtvspodcast@gmail.com and give us that correct answer of the frost line of New Jersey.
Right, yeah, exactly. This was Englewood, right? Englewood, New Jersey, around that area?
Englewood, always up to no good.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, you remember the sweltering heat of a day that we decided to shoot on.
I think Al got heat stroke. Al, or maybe Vinny's brother. One of us had heat stroke.
Yeah, someone had some health issues.
Collapsed in the trench.
And it was very rocky terrain, so we were digging out huge rocks. And
they call those boulders. Yeah. Not the over-the-shoulder boulder holder. That's a bra.
So I remember the one scene we're shooting, Vinny accidentally hits the rubber line and it starts leaking. So we kind of ad-libbed this scene. He calls Greg on the phone and he says, "You got to get down here. I just broke the line. It's just like a slow leak." And Greg is like, "All right, I'll be right there." He comes over real fast and he's walking over from the truck with a roll of duct tape. And I'm thinking to myself, oh boy, this is not the right thing to do. Or we should really fix the hose the proper way. And he starts.
Little did we know Greg had no idea what he was doing.
And he wrapped it up in duct tape, and it still had a low leak. And he was like, "That looks good to me. Let's cover it up."
Basically, Greg had the part of Costanza.
Yeah, that's right. He was like the
George Costanza
the cover up
show.
guy. Oh boy.
So yeah, that lasted. It's like 2 or 3 days over there, just digging a trench.
Yeah, that was 2 or 3 days. Yeah, that's right. Because it was about 30 feet long, right?
Yeah.
And we really got our hands dirty on that one. I'm proud of us for that.
Hands dirty.
Our feet.
I was showering in dirt. Dirty.
Dirt. Oh boy.
So yeah, that was trenching.
Trench. Oh, that's too easy there.
Too easy.
Okay, so now we also have the one episode, if everybody remembers. Vinny had a cousin who worked in the food industry. And so his cousin did desserts for this company. Desserts. Frozen desserts sold at Costco.
And those are good.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're very good. And so we had to set up the table. Vinny's cousin called him and said, "Hey, I need you to just kind of take charge of this because I hire these young kids, but they have no idea what they're doing, and you're family, and you can trust family."
So 1,000%.
And so Vinny was, of course, no problem. Just set the shows up, I'll show up, and we'll take care of everything. And you remember from the episodes, we had hundreds of people coming over to taste this dessert. Let's see, it was lemon mascarpone cake, this pink raspberry dessert, huge desserts. And my favorite was the tres leches. Oh, when it defrosts and the milk is cold and the cake is just laying and it has the creamy top, and it was just so delicious. We gained weight shooting those episodes. I mean, and part of the episode, the hilarity of it was that at the end of the show, whatever cakes were not sold and Costco didn't want to keep in stock, Vinny had to get rid of them.
Yeah, so, he certainly did.
Yes, you remember on the episodes, at the end of every food tasting episode, Vinny was calling any family nearby. "I got these cakes. You got to come. They're delicious. Come." And everybody's, "Well, how much do you know?" No. Just come and take out of my trunk of the car, right? You could just come down.
You could have made money off a family. What's wrong with you?
I could have. I know, right?
The writers made Vinny like this honest Abe for persona.
Yeah,
without the top hat.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, you remember when I used to do the shows, Vinny would bring the cakes home. And the one episode where the freezer was... Go ahead, you got it.
So I remember the episode. So picture this, Sicily, 1925. Cancels out that show.
Show or movie?
Show.
What show? Sicily 20?
Picture it. Sicily, 1925.
I don't know. Fans, email us and guess what that's from. I don't know what it's from. He'll tell me after.
You got that one, Dorothy. Anyway, Al comes home from one of his odd jobs with Greg, and Vinny goes, "Yo, you got to try this tres leches cake that I got." I'm like, and Al's like, "What?" I know Trace is 3 and Leche is milk. 3 milk?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So he pulls this out of the freezer, and it's this... It's like this 6-inch long rectangle.
In the white cardboard box.
In the white
right?
cardboard box. But it's got to be 3 inches tall.
Yeah, that was huge.
So it's like 2 inches wide, 6 inches long, and 3 inches deep. And he pulls it out. He puts it on the kitchen. He pulls it out. That's what she said. And so Al gets a fork, and the entire fork goes through the entire cake, and then it goes up to the handle. That's how deep it was.
If I remember correctly, I told you make sure you get the cream topping with the cake, right?
Right. I made sure that
scoop it.
he got the whole cake in his hand.
He's got the whole cake in his hand. He's got the whole damn cake. Oh, okay, sorry.
Rein it in. And Al takes the first bite and comes in his pants. He had tres leches in his pantalones.
Oh, man.
So freaking good. And that's when we found out that Al was lactose intolerant.
Oh, yes, that's right.
But no, he quite enjoyed the tres leches experience more than once.
Yeah. That was the best cake of all of them. You know, you remember the show, all the people were craving all the cakes, and sometimes people just taste just the taste. And
just the taste.
If you remember, we used to put them in a little 1-inch plastic cup and put them down with a fork in each one. Talk about wasteful, jeez.
Right.
And then Vinny would just pick one up, turn around, and shove it in his mouth. He did that like 15, 20 times throughout the night.
And he wondered why he gained so much weight.
Oh boy, oh yeah, little belly.
No wonder he became a vegetarian to lose some weight. Tres leches.
Yeah.
Blame the meat. It was tres leches.
Tres leches.
And we remember that every time, randomly throughout the day, since the pizza god stopped shining upon them, Al would be like, tres leches?
Yeah, tres leches.
Are you going to tres leches?
Tres leches. And we're going to do something new in this episode. We're going to take a commercial break.
Oh!
Go to hell, Mike.
Well, that's where you think he means go to hell, but no, he's talking about the new video game on your mobile device called Go to Hell.
Yes. You ever looking for a simple game that'll bring you back to the old days, a little nostalgia? Very simple game. It's called Go to Hell. And basically you are an angel tasked with going into hell and saving as many souls as you can.
And it's the controls that really bring it back to Nintendo style, because on the left side you have the up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow, and that controls your angel. But you have to continuously tap on the up arrow for it to fly. Yes. You can't just hold it like the boring games of today.
It's a very challenging game. I challenge you to get on the Apple App Store and try it out.
Go to hell.
Go to hell. And we're back. Hope you enjoyed that commercial.
Sponsored in part by Go to Hell.
All right, odd jobs. Let's get to it.
Oh, odd jobs. So
what's the next odd job?
The next odd job is called it's repointing.
Repointing.
And I went on the Goog, and repointing is the process of renewing the pointing.
Are you reading that verbatim?
I am.
Okay. And what exactly, well, you remember from the episode, but why don't you describe it for the listeners who haven't seen the show yet?
Which is the external part of mortar joints in masonry construction.
Okay, all right.
So Greg had another rich client. And
I think it was the next door neighbor, wasn't it? It's pretty much like...
I think it was. It was a neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Their next door neighbor was like 2 miles away from each other.
That's true. That's true.
So they had a huge stone, like I guess porch. I don't know. Okay. But the whole thing is stone. The stairs are stone, and then their guest house, their stone stairs.
Now, was it? I don't remember exactly. Was it the matching stone, or was it like different looking rocks, and they were
different looking rocks cemented together? Okay. So Al was tasked with the job of repointing the mortar.
And listen, as actors, you tend to want to learn as much about the role that you're playing as possible. So Mike here, to play Al in these episodes, he actually learned how to do this. Go ahead.
I did, without the help of Greg.
Yeah, he just left you on the job.
And this is before the smartphone of the Goog.
And YouTube, right? Because YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube would have helped a lot, but didn't have that at my fingertips.
Yeah, I had one young lady the other day telling me about TikTok, and she was telling me that, oh yeah, you could just search anything on TikTok, and they'll tell you how to repair a computer or fix a flat tire. And I look her in the eye and I say, well, that's YouTube. Well, yeah, but TikTok, you could do it on TikTok, and I'm like, but YouTube. So it's just a reinvention for you younger kids, right?
Right. It's Insta Telegram, Insta Photogram.
Insta Photogram, yeah. It's
on
got
the
photos.
line.
So yeah, go ahead. You learned about repointing.
Right. So he had a couple 40-pound bags of concrete and water and buckets and mixing all this crap, and instead of Greg handing him the correct tools to do the job of getting it done in like a good amount, like a decent amount of time, very quick,
less labor, right? Yeah.
He has the writers are he hands Al this little pick.
Oh my God!
It was
it one of those like garden hoses?
Smaller. So it had a nice little wooden circle handle, like a little garden hoe or whatever. Right. And then it had the steel handle, the steel thing that came out about an inch, and then made a 90-degree turn and came to a point. But the whole thing was like maybe a 1/4 inch wide. No, not even that.
So it wasn't strong, right? Yeah.
It was strong, but it didn't cover a lot of territory.
Oh boy.
Needless to say, this took Al about a week.
Wow. Several hours a day, right?
From like 6 a.m. until, I don't know, 4.
And in several episodes, you just cut to Al working on the wall, and you wonder when he's going to finish this. Yeah.
And they made it to where it was like a scene. They kind of like not in fast forward, but they'd have his scene, come out of the scene to show Vinny doing something, and they would come back to Al, and it would have had him move 2 feet to the side.
Yes, I remember. Good editing on the editing department, and story writing. Just an excellent crew on this show. Greatest TV show ever, everyone.
But then I think one of the funniest parts of that episode came when Al's repointing, and the owner comes out. Greg isn't anywhere to be found, and the owner comes out, and he has had a really nice pool and a pool house and all of that, and he comes out of the pool house, and Al was, I don't know, 100 and something feet away from the guy, and he's just yelling. But he talked like this. He talked like this, and he goes, "What asshole shit in my toilet?"
Oh my God!
But so it was getting close to wintertime, and the pool house plumbing was shut off for the winter.
Oh,
so the toilet didn't work.
I remember.
The toilet did not work. I remember that correctly. Yes, Vinny remembers. So somebody, not Al, but somebody like one of the landscapers or something, shit in this unusable toilet, and it just festered. Who knows how long it's been sitting in there?
Oh boy!
And he comes out and, "What asshole shits in a toilet that doesn't work? What fucking asshole shit in my toilet?"
And you're the only one there. I remember. You have no idea.
And I have no idea. And I'm listening to him talk like this, and asshole. And I'm like, Al peed his pants. He was laughing so hard.
Oh man, that's funny.
So that was the funny part.
Yeah.
So we got Vinny has another odd job that he reminisces about. So
as the video store was closing, the writers set up to continue his video store experience working there.
Obsessed with video stores.
I listen, everybody misses video stores. They were the best.
They were.
Yeah. So the old district manager from the video store decides to open up his own video store down the block from where West Coast Video was.
Naturally.
Yes. And towards the end of the West Coast Video days, they started liquidating. So that means you sell everything from the toilet seat to the shelves and the movies and the register. But the register can't be picked up until the store's actually closed.
What asshole sold my toilet seat?
So we have the district manager who's trying to stockpile his movies for his video store. And he's coming in and buying all the videos that are being liquidated. And West Coast Video goes out of business, as you remember. And then
he goes in business.
And he was in business during, yes, right, remember. And so a couple of months go by, and Vinny's on unemployment. And he gets a phone call from his ex-boss. And he says, hey, listen, would you be interested in working in my store for a little bit? And, I'll pay you for the day. And Vinny says, yeah, sure. It's, a little odd job for him. So he takes over there. And, of course, I'll have more stories to tell when we do episode 2 of the trilogy of customer relations from that video store. Not only are there more stories from West Coast Video, but there are other stories for that video store.
Right. Well, it's Jersey City.
It's Jersey City.
You're gonna get the city folk.
Yes, you remember, and you remember from the show all the interesting characters.
Yes.
He met the guys who couldn't find work, who would come in and just thought that Vinny was their therapist and would just unleash their life story on him. And we have...
You were the bartender of the video store.
Yes, and we might try to slip in a sound clip or something. Let's push our luck with this podcast and see if lawyers will call us.
Right. We're not going to get sued.
No.
I mean,
sued,
knock on wood. not gonna get sued here anymore, that's for sure.
All right, so I think that'll do it for Odd Jobs and Unemployment Reminiscing.
Congratulations on another episode here at the Greatest TV Show
and don't forget
podcast.
The email.
GTVS.
Which stands for Greatest TV Show
Podcast at gmail.com.
Email us your thoughts and your prayers so we can continue. And that's it.
So that'll do it for us here at the Greatest TV Show Podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Anthony.
And we're signing off.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Today's episode of the Greatest TV Show Podcast was brought to you in part by the Greatest TV Show Podcast.
Listen along as Mike and Anthony reminisce as they played Al and Vinny in the greatest TV show to ever air on your television.
And donations can be sent via email to gtvspodcast@gmail.com.
Keep us alive, folks.